Three AI labs just dropped models in May 2026 that completely rewrote the rules, and the winner wasn't who anyone expected. If you've been paying attention to the AI space, you know that for the last couple of years it's felt like a two-horse race. OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google kept leapfrogging each other with bigger models, better benchmarks, flashier marketing. But May 2026 was different. This wasn't about raw power anymore. It was about what actually works in the real world. And that's a completely different game. So here's what happened. In early May, OpenAI released GPT-5, and yeah, it was impressive. Faster reasoning, better at coding, slightly better at long context tasks. The benchmarks looked great on paper. But then something weird happened. It didn't move the needle for most people. It was better, sure, but not in ways that made you want to switch if you were already using GPT-4. That's a warning sign in a competitive market. 2 days later, Google announced Gemini 3.0 Ultra. And this is where it gets interesting. Google didn't try to beat OpenAI at OpenAI's game. Instead, they focused on something way more practical, multimodal integration that actually works. Not just video understanding, but real-time video reasoning. You could feed it a live stream and it would understand context, emotion, intent, not just what's in the frame, but what's happening between frames. For businesses, for creators, for anyone doing serious video work, this was genuinely useful in a way that mattered. But here's the thing, Google still didn't win. Because on May 15th, a smaller lab called Anthropic dropped Claude 4.5, and they won the war by doing something nobody expected. They made a model that was genuinely safer and more reliable, without sacrificing capability. Claude 4.5 had lower hallucination rates than any competitor, better constitutional AI implementation, and it passed every red teaming benchmark with flying colors. For enterprise customers, for regulated industries, for anyone who can't afford their AI to make mistakes, this was the model. So who actually won? That depends on what you care about. If you're measuring raw intelligence benchmarks, OpenAI still edges it out. If you're measuring practical business value and real-world deployment, it's split 3 ways now. And that's huge because it means the AI market just stopped being a winner-take-all game. Here's why this matters to you. For the first time, you have actual choice. You can pick the model that fits your use case instead of just picking the best model. If you're a developer, maybe you want OpenAI's speed. If you're a creator, maybe you want Google's video reasoning. If you're running a business where accuracy and safety are non-negotiable, Claude is your answer. The moat just got a lot thinner. But there's a second layer to this that's even more interesting. All 3 labs started focusing on something that's been quietly reshaping the entire industry: cost efficiency and edge deployment. May 2026 was the month when running AI models locally, on your device, stopped being a compromise and started being actually competitive. Smaller, distilled versions of these big models started showing up, and they were good enough for most tasks while being orders of magnitude cheaper to run. This is the real inflection point. For years, the narrative was about who could build the biggest, smartest model. But starting in May, the narrative shifted to who could build models that actually work for real people in real situations without costing a fortune. That's a different kind of competition, and it's way more interesting because it's about actual value, not just benchmark points. The other thing that happened in May that most people missed was consolidation on the open source side. Meta released Llama 4 with weights that anyone could download and fine-tune, and suddenly the open source models stopped being good enough and started being legitimately competitive with the closed models for specific tasks. You could download Llama 4, fine-tune it on your own data, and have a model that was better for your use case than any of the big 3, all for basically free. So if you're asking who won the AI war in May 2026, the real answer is the users won. Because for the first time, you're not locked into a single provider or a single model. You have options. You can mix and match. You can pick based on your actual needs instead of hype or brand recognition. But here's the thing. Most people don't know this happened. Most people are still thinking about AI as this monolithic thing, like there's one best model and everyone's racing to build it. That's not how it works anymore. The real game is about specialization, efficiency, and knowing which tool to use for which job. And that's a way more sophisticated understanding of AI than just which model is smartest. This is exactly the kind of stuff I break down every few days on this channel. The actual shift in how AI is developing. Not the hype, not the press releases, but the real changes that affect how you'll actually use these tools. If you want to actually keep up with what's happening in AI without getting lost in the noise, subscribe. I'll make sure you understand what's really going on.